Afternoon, everybody. Evening to you all. Hope you're well. Hope you're having a lovely day. Hope you're staying safe. Hope you're doing whatever you can and all that. I don't know whether many other ways I can introduce or say hello. Really quick live today. Sat in the car. Obviously, we're not down with the bees at the moment. We're down at the hives. Oh, obviously, we're not down at the hives, even I should say. We are in a car. We're just having a quick chat about a couple of things which are coming up. So the plan was today was to head down to the bees and do get our treatment on and all that sort of stuff so they can start getting ready for winter. However, a couple of things have come up which has kind of stopped us being able to do that right now. The first one is the Great British Weather has, although we need it, the Great British Weather has decided to rain on us today. And that being the case, we're not going to be able to out and do the bees today. But it has given me the opportunity just to have a quick chat about a couple of things that have been running around the brain and get other people's opinions on it as well. So if you are popping in, popping out, if you are going to be joining us, thank you very much indeed. If you can hit the like button as you go, it's much appreciated. Gets the videos out there. So thank you very much indeed. So what are we going to be discussing? We are going to be discussing what are wintering plans. Now, I'm going to be doing things slightly different this year. Let me just do a couple of bits here. Bit of admin work for the old live streams. There we go. So we're going to be doing things a little bit different this winter. Our plans was initially going to be going in with the brew box and then honey super on top. They're going to be taking in a honey super this year. So that's going to be my main feed over the course of the winter. But at the moment, the plan was to get all the honey supers off. Was today actually get all the honey supers off, get the treatment on, and then once the treatment's finished, basically get the honey supers back on once I've extracted what I can. Now I'm going to be using I think it's Apigard. Forgive me, I pronounced it probably wrong, but I'm going to be using that stuff, which is basically the tins which you peel back slightly, you pop it on top of the brood frames, and you basically leave it for, I think it's 2 weeks, and then you change tin and you got another 2 weeks, so it's X amount of time. That will then obviously reduce the mite problem and should get them going throughout the winter. Now, the plan that I'm going to have now is I'm actually going to do for the first time is I'm going to try flipping the boxes. Now, for anyone that's watching this that doesn't have a clue what I'm talking about, and I appreciate obviously there's a few people that aren't beekeepers which subscribe to our channel, just interested in the subject. So thank you so much for those people as well. What we're going to be doing is we're actually going to be taking the super and we're going to be flipping it so it's actually at the bottom. Now, if the super is at the bottom, what that's going to allow me to do is have the honey at the bottom and then the treatment on the brew frames at the top, but I don't need to take the super off. It can be at the bottom. So the question that I have is that something that people think will be possible to do? Now, a lot of the treatments, including this one, recommend you take off all the honey supers and all that sort of stuff before you treat. Now, but from my understanding and from speaking to a number of beekeepers online and out and about and stuff like that, is it's only going to be a problem if it's for human consumption. So if you've got the honey super on your beehive and you've got that mite treatment there as well, that honey which is in that super can't be taken by people. It's only going to be used and eaten by bees, which isn't going to be a problem if that's going to be overwintered. So that, I think, is what we're going to do. We're going to flip the box. We're going to put the honey super at the bottom, which they're going to take with them. I'll probably take a box as well myself. Don't know how many boxes I'm going to take, but I'll take at least one box. Honey super on the bottom, brood box on the top, then treatment. Then we're going to leave them. That, in a couple of ways, is going to save me a couple of problems. Firstly, I'm not going to have to take all the supers away, store them somewhere, cause all sort of problems with all that sort of stuff, and honey dripping all over the place, which I don't want. My wife definitely doesn't want honey dripping all over the place, and it's just going to cause a mess and all that sort of stuff. So at least this way, it means I can kind of just store the honey with the bees and then not mess them about a bit. The problem that I have is that I don't want to flip it too soon. Now, I don't want to put the honey super at the bottom too soon. This is where I'm thinking whether or not I wait a little bit to be able to do the treatment, or do I just crack on with it, get him going, get him flipped, and get him going now? So what I've done is I'm going to wait until Monday. So we're going to wait until Monday. I know I was going to get into the highs today, but that's not going to happen now. One, for the rain, and two, because of, like I said, I've changed my plans slightly. So that's going to happen on Monday, hopefully. And if that does happen, obviously we'll show what's happening. But this is the first time that we're going to be doing it this way. Normally, like I said, we'd take the supers off, we'd do that and go from there. But this is the first time we're going to be trying flipping it over. Will it work? I have absolutely no idea. It's going to work. We'll be able to do it with our conventional hives, so our normal beehives. The only one we won't be able to do it with is going to be obviously the bee house. But I think that was just going to be a normal way of doing it. I'll just stick the treatment on top. So yeah, so we're going to flip them. So we're going to put the honey super on the bottom. We're going to put the brood box then on top of the honey super. We're then going to put treatment on. We're then going to leave them. That should save us a couple of problems. Firstly, like I said, we're not going to have to worry about storing open cap supers. And we're just going to be, that's going to be pretty much them sorted for winter then. I'm not going to need to mess them about too much. I can then start feeding them a little bit better and feeding them up with sugar syrup and that as well. Which means the only thing that we would have left to do in order to get completely ready for winter would be put mouse guards on, which normally go on, for us, normally goes on around mid-October, if I remember correctly. We normally get our mouse guards on mid-October. And then we also get the, what's it called? Your insulation. So our insulation normally goes on again around the end of October with a block of fondant going on again around the November time. So that's going to be pretty much it, ready for winter then. So will it work? That's going to be the big question. Am I going to be able to do the flip? Is it going to be working as well as I hoped it would? Like I said, with the Apicard stuff, I don't believe it taints the wax. It only taints the honey and makes that so it's I can't sell it, basically. People can't eat it, but it is good for bees. So that's going to be where we're going. So today, I'm afraid to say we're not going to get down the hives. Weather is going to be an issue. It is also my first day back at work, and really not looking forward to going back. I've had 2 weeks where obviously we've been on paternity leave with Heidi, and we're back in work today at 1 o'clock. It's now about 9 o'clock ish. So really not looking forward to going back into work today. But it is what it is. It is what it is. We've got to go back to work. We've got to earn some money. And that's about it. Anything else I was going to discuss with yourselves whilst we're here? I don't think there was. So that being the case, I appreciate it's just a quick live. I do also appreciate the fact that obviously I said we're going to get down to do some bee work and we haven't done so. So I am sorry about that. But if you pop your comments below about what you think about the plans. Like I said, we're going to be flipping the boxes. Hopefully, if all works well, I'm going to do that Monday. So I'm going to I'm going to put a super underneath hopefully every single one of our hives, brood box then on top, treatment then on top of that, leave them for a couple of weeks, come back, swap the treatment out, leave them for a couple more weeks, and that's going to be it pretty much for winter. And in the meantime, if we do have any real large amounts of honey which I can extract, then obviously I'll do that in between as well. But we've still had some problems selling honey. I don't know. Actually, I say that there's a few people I've spoken to on here which have had similar problems, so they haven't been able to sell as much of their honey as they have done last year. Now, whether or not that's because of what I said last week, and that's because beekeeping has become incredibly trendy recently, and every other person you see is a beekeeper or knows a beekeeper, or the cost of living problems which everyone is facing at the moment, with fuel prices, with electricity prices, with all those sort of things going up. Everyone is just skint at the moment. And so honey being, let's face it, honey is I would say it's a luxury item. It's not cheap. It's, I sell my jars for £5, my jars for £5 a jar. So I know it's not cheap, but is it more of a luxury item than a necessity? Of course it is. You don't need honey, do you? You want honey, you like honey. So it's one of those two reasons, or a combination of the both. I don't know. But that being said, we'll pause it there, or we'll stop it there. Any questions you have, please drop them below. Any comments or thoughts or anything like that you have regarding our plans going forward, by all means, drop it in the comments below. I'll aim to get back to you as quick as I can. There are a load of comments that are on previous videos, which I haven't replied to yet either. And I really need to. And I'm so sorry that I just haven't had the time to get back to everybody. We will get there. I promise. I will get there. I will get back to everyone. But yeah, that's it for now. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you so much for your comments, your likes, your shares, all of that sort of stuff. And I hope to catch up with you guys real soon. For now, all the best. Take care.